Okay, so what is restorative justice? Restorative justice is an alternative to the traditional punishment oriented way of dealing with somebody who has broken the law. Generally, you'll get a fine, a ticket, or juvie, and simply punished. And when you're simply punished, sometimes people don't learn, and it can do more harm than good. But the restorative program focuses on the needs of the victim and the offender. And in this specific session, or the specific part of restorative justice, it is VORP, Victim Offender Reconciliation Program. And personally, when I first heard of it, I was like, VORP. First of all, I didn't know what VORP meant. And it was just like shoplifting panel. And it's kind of like AA in a way because it helps you. It doesn't just take away drinking, it helps you quit slowly, and it doesn't simply scare you out of it like being put on the side of the street to pick up garbage, which really just scares you and embarrasses you and is generally hoped to scare the bad out of you in a way, but this way just makes you understand. And it's like, yeah. So what happened is I went to orientation and we had to take this survey and we were explained basically what VORP is. VORP, and it was an hour-long orientation, and it was just like, so this is the outline, and this is a process that you have to go through with your parents so that you connect more with them again. And then you go to the first Saturday session, and it's really early in the morning, and there's a lot of people there, but then these guest speakers come up, and first there was this woman who had been caught for stealing and then seriously stealing, and then she just told us her story of how she started out and how she escalated and kept escalating, and the traditional system didn't work, and how nowadays she can't find a job, she can't live the life she wants to live because everybody looks at her record and sees that since she was a convicted felon, she can't get a good job. She's working a dead-end job, and it's like, okay. And then there was several guest speakers who just tell you these stories, and each one of them has a different story so that every different kind of person can understand. And at the first time, you're like, okay, I did this. Oh, well, whatever. I'm just gonna do what I'm told, and I'm gonna not do it again, duh. But I don't really understand why and what happens and, what this is. Then this police officer came up and he said, for every one item that you steal, the stores generally have to sell another 15 of them. And you're like, okay, that was non-expected. That wasn't something that you think about or anything. But, it slowly, very, very slowly starts getting to you like, this is actually a really bad thing that you did, but you get to repay it or make it up to the community in a way. And then you break off into these small groups, and it's about 3 or 4 people with a counselor. And what happens if is you tell your story, and the parents tell their side of the story, like how they felt when the police officer called them, how it's been since then, and everything. And then you get this contract, and it focuses on your strengths. If you are a very good artist, you can make a word and art poster about the consequences that happen after you have shoplifted. If you're a very good writer, you can write a letter of speech or everything, like this video, of course. And you have to make it up to the victim, the community, your family, and yourself. So that is 4 different things you have to do. For victims, you can do things as write a letter, like an apology letter, but it has to be really, heartfelt. Like, I am truly sorry and I have learned, and I promise you I'm never going to do it again. I have truly learned from this experience and it's helped me grow. It can't just be, I'm sorry, dude, whatever. It can't just be that. The posters have to have, a lot of words, a lot of detail. You can't just like throw some random stuff on them and you're done. But it's stuff that really makes you think. It doesn't just have you there picking up trash, just like, oh, I hate this so much, I'm not gonna do it again, I'm not gonna get caught. It's not, I'm not gonna do it, yeah. It's not I'm not gonna do it again. It's I'm not gonna get caught. But this way you have to like, put thought into it, and it's something that accommodates you, not some super crazy thing that you have to do, like clean your house and your whole family's house and everybody's house for every day of the week and blah blah blah. But no, it's something that really makes you think. Of course, you help out and you do community service and such, but it's not a punishment. It's something that makes you think, and it makes you feel like you're rebuilding connections, like remaking a bridge, not just throwing some random piece of wood on it and crossing over it. Um, for the community, you can, help. You can do a speech, and then read it at the second VORP session, on what happens, how it starts, how it happens, how it continues, and such. And for your family, which, family sticks together, but when your parents find out that their child has gotten in trouble and the police calls them, I mean, they're not only mad, but they're disappointed. And as a child, you don't like your parents being disappointed in you because it's not a very fun feeling. And it's just like you can clean the house, you help them. The point of this part of the contract is to help them in a way. And when you're helping your parents, even if you don't notice, even if you just clean the house for them, it really helps them. Or if you're doing something with your parents, it helps rebuild the connection, and it makes you think, and it makes you really, feel like you're actually doing something that's worthwhile, and that it's not only helping them, but it's helping you. Then the yourself part of the contract, which is, in my opinion, the most undervalued or not thought of part most of, because when you get caught, your heart stops. You stop breathing. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe I really just did that. And then, you're moved into this little security room, and they start asking you questions, and they take your picture, and then they call your parents, and then you get this feeling, and it really, really hurts on the inside. It's like having a big iron ball in your stomach that's pulling you down and in your throat, and then people start crying, and then your parents get there, and it's not only the whole my parents are going to be mad about this, but you know how disappointed they're going to be. And as the process continues, you try as hard as you possibly can to make it up to them in some way, and then court comes and you feel this giant ball in your throat and your stomach, and you can't eat and you can't think, and you feel so like such a failure sometimes. I mean, I know it's not the same for every person, but at least for me, I felt like such a failure, like such a I am the worst child in the world kind of thing. And it's something that people don't generally think of. Like when they think of teenagers who did a stupid thing, they're just like, oh, they're not going to learn from it or anything, but you really feel like crap. So you find a way to make it up to yourself. You know, like if you like reading, you can read for X amount of hours. Like you're going to read for X amount of hours for X amount of days in a week. I loved going to the gym, so I went to the gym 1 hour 3 times a week for 3 weeks. And, it just makes you feel better about yourself because you go, I understand. I'm not simply not going to do this again because I don't want to get caught again. But you simply go, okay, you feel better because you're rebuilding this bridge with the victim. You're rebuilding this bridge with the community and your family and your parents and yourself. You're not just being punished, you're rebuilding. It's such a great feeling. Like it's this feeling of accomplishment when you're done with everything you're assigned to do for VORP. And it really helps you. It really helps you be a better person and learn from your mistakes because it's so much better to learn than regret. And you can say, okay, this happened, and thanks to whatever God you believe in, or thanks to the justice system, thanks to this program, your record is literally going to be expunged. It's going to be as if it never happened to the authorities or to whatever job you want to apply to. I mean, it's not going to be on your record. You're going to have a clean record. It's like they're giving you the second chance. Don't throw it away. And it's so great because you learn and you grow from it instead of just, you know, being scared, having this bad scared out of you. You get the bad helped out of you. And if you're participating in this program, be happy. I mean, it's scary. You get so nervous because then you're in this white room sitting in a circle with a whole bunch of people you don't know, and you know that you're all there for the exact same reason and for the exact same thing. Just be really, really happy that you're there because you get this second opportunity, and whatever you do, do not throw it away. Um, for volunteers, it's so nice knowing that random people that you don't know, are taking time out of their busy lives to help these teenagers that they don't even know who they are. But they have this interest, and it just makes you feel special. It makes you feel like you're not this total piece of garbage because people actually take time to help you and to be with you and to help you through the stages. And these volunteers aren't just, here are your name tags. They talk to you. They really care about each and every single one of you. Even if they don't get to know you on a deep personal level, you're not just a number, you're a person. And, well, to potential donors, this program helps. It changes lives on so many levels that you don't even understand. It's this, instead of just making you feel like a total piece of crap, you just grow and you learn about the victim, you learn about the community, you learn about consequences, you learn about your parents, you learn about yourself, you learn about how you deal. There's this quote from a Rise Against song that says, it's how we survive that makes us who we are, and how you survive this tough moment really is a very large, um, it's a very large part of you, and it teaches you a lot about yourself. Some people will freak out and they will learn to manage it and to deal with it. Other people will just go with it and go, okay, I messed up, I'll fix it. Other people, no matter how tough their shell is, it will help them so much. So please donate, please volunteer, and please be happy that you got this opportunity.